Welcome to Shop Strategy, the deep dive that helps you unlock your store's potential. We all know that feeling, right? Loads of visitors browsing, clicking around, but not actually buying.
Yeah, it's super frustrating, and honestly, it means a lot of potential revenue is just, well, slipping away.
Exactly. This deep dive is powered by Growth Suite. Growth Suite helps you to run smart discount campaigns on your store. Test it for free on your Shopify store.
So today, we're going to really focus in on that problem specifically for you, the learner listening in.
We want to unpack why those clicks aren't turning into cash and, more importantly, give you a solid roadmap to start fixing things on your own Shopify store.
Right, think of your site like a funnel. You might be awesome at pouring traffic in the
You're
tunnel.
great on marketing, yeah.
Exactly. But if that funnel's got holes near the bottom, you're losing people you've already spent money or effort to attract.
That's where conversion rate optimization, or CRO, comes in.
It's all about plugging those leaks, basically.
Yeah.
Making the most of every single visitor you already have.
It's about making smart, often small, tweaks to your store to nudge more of those browsers over the line, get them to hit buy.
And we've got some great sources to guide us today. There's a really helpful article from theshopstrategy.com called How to Audit Your Shopify Store for Conversion Roadblocks.
Gives a nice structured approach, doesn't it?
It really does. And we're also looking at some info about a tool called Growth Suite from one of their documents, GSV 3.1.pdf.
Okay, so our mission, our goal today is pretty clear.
Yeah, we want to give you a practical sort of step-by-step way to find those conversion killers on your Shopify site.
Actionable insights, things you can actually do.
That's the plan.
All right, let's get down to brass tacks then. Conversion rate. We hear it all the time, but what exactly is it?
Yeah, good question. At its simplest, it's just the percentage of your store visitors who actually do the thing you want them to do.
Which for most Shopify stores is making a purchase, right?
Exactly. So the calculation is pretty simple. Total sales divided by total visitors.
Dividing to 100.
Yeah.
To get that percentage.
You got it.
And why should store owners, why should you, the learner, be obsessing over this number?
Because honestly, the gap between an average store and a really high-performing one, it often boils down to just a few percentage points here.
Really? What's average?
Average is hovering somewhere around maybe 1.4%. But the top stores, they're hitting 3%, 4%, sometimes even higher.
That doesn't sound like a huge difference on the surface.
I know, but think about the impact. Let's say your store does $100,000 a month in revenue right now with a 1% conversion rate.
Yep.
If you manage to improve things, get that rate up to just 2%.
Doubling it.
Right. You've literally doubled your revenue to $200,000 without spending a single extra dollar on ads or getting more traffic.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes.
That's compelling. Double the revenue from the same traffic. Sign me up.
That's the power of CRO right there. Working smarter, not just harder, with the traffic you've already got.
Okay, I'm sold. But where do you even start? How do you figure out what's wrong? What's stopping people?
Good question. The absolute first step is preparation. Before you even look at a single analytics report, you need clear objectives for your audit.
Not just, I want more sales.
Definitely not. That's too vague. You need to get specific. Are you trying to boost the overall rate? Or maybe cart abandonment is a big problem, so you want to focus on reducing that.
Okay. Or maybe mobile conversions seem low.
Exactly. Or you want to improve how specific product pages perform, or make the checkout smoother. The more targeted your objective, the easier it is to focus your efforts.
And I guess these goals need to connect back to the overall business strategy.
Absolutely. They should align with what you're trying to achieve more broadly. If you're launching a new product line, maybe a key objective is making sure those product pages convert really well from day one.
Makes sense. So specific goals tied to the business. What's next in the prep phase?
Identifying your KPIs, your key performance indicators. These are the actual numbers you'll track to see if you're hitting those objectives.
Right, the metrics. What are the main ones?
We usually talk about primary and secondary KPIs. Your primary ones are the big hitters, the direct measures of success.
So overall conversion rate?
Yep. Average order value, or AOV. Cart abandonment rate. Checkout completion rate, how many people finish the checkout once they start. And maybe product page conversion rates too.
Okay, those make sense. What about secondary KPIs? What do they tell us?
These give you context. They help explain the why behind those primary numbers. Things like time on site, how many pages people view per session.
Bounce rate.
Bounce rate is a big one, yeah, especially on key pages. And also the conversion rate for return visitors versus new ones.
So a high bounce rate on a product page might mean what? The description isn't good. The images...
Could be either, or maybe the page loaded too slow, or it wasn't what they expected from the ad they clicked. These secondary metrics give you clues.
Got it. So objectives, KPIs, now we need the actual data and the tools to analyze it, right?
Exactly. You can't fix what you don't measure. So first things first, make sure your Google Analytics is set up correctly for your Shopify store.
More detailed than the built-in Shopify analytics.
Generally, yes. Shopify Analytics are good for an overview, but Google Analytics lets you dive much deeper into user behavior. And critically, make sure you're tracking conversions properly.
Not just the final sale, though.
No, definitely not. You need to track micro-conversions, too. These are the smaller steps people take that show interest.
Like signing up for an email list.
Perfect example. Or adding to a wish list, creating an account. These are all positive signals. Tracking them helps you see the whole picture, not just the final purchase.
Okay, Google Analytics is essential. What other kinds of tools should we think about?
There are some really powerful specialized tools. Heat map and session recording tools, think Hotjar, Crazy Egg, Lucky Orange, are amazing.
What do they do exactly?
They literally show you where people are clicking, how far they scroll down a page, where their mouse moves. Session recordings let you watch, anonymously of course, how real users interact with your site.
Like looking over the shoulder.
Pretty much. It can reveal frustrations or usability issues you just never spot in standard analytics. Really eye-opening stuff.
Sounds useful. What else?
You'll definitely want an A/B testing platform. Tools like Optimizely, Google Optimize, which is free, by the way, or VWO.
Why is A/B testing so important?
Because it lets you scientifically test changes. Instead of just guessing if a new button color or headline works better, you show version A to half your traffic, version B to the other half, and see which one actually leads to more conversions. Data, not opinions.
Right. Takes the guesswork out.
Totally. And then on the technical side, tools like Google Page Speed Insights, GTmetrix, maybe even Shopify's own theme inspector help you find performance bottlenecks.
Okay, cool. So we're prepped. Objectives, KPIs, tools, data. Let's dive into the audit itself. Where do we start? Maybe the technical stuff.
Good place to start. Technical performance might not sound exciting, but oh boy, can it kill conversions if it's bad.
Like site speed. We've all bounced from a slow site.
Exactly. And the impact is bigger than you might think. Research shows that for every extra second your page takes to load, conversion rates can drop by something like 4.4%.
Wow. Nearly 5% drop per second. That's huge.
It really adds up fast, so checking your speed is crucial. Use Google PageSpeed Insights, look at the scores for mobile and desktop, and pay attention to metrics like FCP and LCP, first contentful paint, and largest contentful paint.
What do those mean again?
FCP is how fast the first bit of content appears. LCP is how fast the main content loads. You want those to be quick to give a good impression. Also, check Shopify's own speed report in your admin. It benchmarks you against similar stores.
What usually causes slow speeds on Shopify?
Often it's images. Huge image files that haven't been optimized for the web. That's a really common one.
Okay, what else?
Too many apps installed can be another big one. Each app adds code, potentially slowing things down, custom theme code that's not well optimized, or really large hero images or videos that autoplay. All potential speed bumps.
And mobile responsiveness. You mentioned testing on mobile earlier.
Absolutely critical. For most Shopify stores now, well over 70% of traffic is coming from phones. So your site has to work flawlessly on mobile.
Not just look okay, but be easy to use.
Exactly. Test it yourself on different phones. Can you read the text easily? Are buttons big enough to tap accurately? Are forms a pain to fill out? Does the menu work smoothly? Any friction here will cost you sales. Guaranteed.
Okay, speed and mobile are key. You also mentioned technical debt earlier. What is that exactly? Sounds serious.
It sounds worse than it is. Think of it like small compromises or quick fixes you've made over time. Maybe custom code added here, an app installed there.
Things that seemed okay at the time.
Right. But they accumulate. And eventually, this debt can start causing conflicts, slowing things down, or making updates harder. It's the hidden cost of past customizations and app installs.
So how do we address this technical debt?
Start with an app audit. Seriously, look at every app installed. Ask, is this still essential? Is the value it provides what to any potential performance hit? Be ruthless, uninstall anything you don't truly need.
Okay, clean out the app drawer.
Then, look at theme customizations. If you've added custom code, especially a while ago, it might conflict with recent theme updates or just be inefficient. Shopify's Theme Inspector tool for Chrome can actually help pinpoint inefficient liquid code if you're comfortable looking at that level.
What about JavaScript and CSS?
Yeah, check for issues there too. Are you loading multiple versions of jQuery? Is there code blocking the page from rendering? Lots of unused CSS. Sometimes different apps add similar scripts, causing bloat. Cleaning this up can make a surprising difference.
So tidying up the technical foundation is really step one.
It really is. It improves the experience for everyone, sets you up for success before you even worry about the fancier stuff.
Okay, tech side sorted. Let's talk user experience, or UX, how people actually use the site.
Right, because even a super fast site won't convert if it's confusing or frustrating to navigate. Poor UX undermines everything else.
How do we figure out how people are moving through our store? What's the typical journey?
You need to map it out. Google Analytics has a great report called Behavior Flow that visualizes paths users take. Shopify Analytics also has reports showing conversion funnels over time.
And when we look at these flows, what are we watching for?
Look for high drop-off points. Where are people leaving the site? Are there weird loops where people go back and forth? Any obvious bottlenecks where they get stuck? Unnecessary steps in getting to a product or checking out? You want that journey smooth.
Should we look at everyone together or break it down?
Definitely break it down. New visitors behave differently than returning ones, right? And mobile users navigate differently than desktop users. Map out journeys for these key segments to find segment-specific problems.
And session recordings, like from Hotjar. That helps here too.
Massively. Watching recordings shows you the reality of how people use your site. You might see someone rage-clicking because a button isn't working, or scrolling right past a key piece of information, or struggling to find the search bar.
Search. That's a big part of navigation, isn't it?
Huge. People who use site search tend to convert way higher, like almost twice as often, sometimes more than people who just browse. They know what they want.
So we need to make sure our search actually works well.
You really do. Test it yourself. Use obvious keywords, but also try common misspellings or synonyms. If you sell sweaters, does searching for jumpers work? Check your Shopify search analytics. See what terms people search for that get 0 results.
Ooh, that's a gold mine. What do we do with those no results searches?
Fix them. Add those keywords to product tags or descriptions. Set up synonyms in Shopify. Or, if your search needs are complex, maybe look into a dedicated search app.
And the results page itself matters too, presumably.
Oh, absolutely. Search results need to load fast, show good images, price, availability, and offer filtering options. Let people narrow things down by size, color, price range, whatever makes sense for your products. Make it easy for them.
Okay, so we've helped them find the product they want. Now they're on the product page. This feels like the moment of truth.
It really is. This is where the buy don't buy decision often happens. If your product page doesn't convince them, all that previous effort is wasted.
What's the most important thing on the product page? Images.
Images are usually number one. We process visuals so quickly. You need multiple high-quality photos. Different angles, consistent style, clean backgrounds usually work well. Zoom capability is a must.
What about showing the product in use?
Yes, lifestyle shots are great. Help people imagine themselves using it. If size is important, show scale. And for some products, Shopify's 3D or AR features can be amazing, letting people see it in their own room, virtually.
And the description. How do we get that right?
It's a balance. Be informative, but make it scannable. Use bullet points, short paragraphs. Focus on benefits, not just features. How does this make the customer's life better?
Address common questions, maybe?
Definitely. Sizing, materials, care instructions, anticipate what they need to know. And tell a story if you can. Connect emotionally. Avoid just listing specs. Think about the value proposition.
Even with great photos and descriptions, people can still be hesitant online. Trust is a big factor, right?
Huge. Lack of trust is a major reason for cart abandonment. You have to actively build confidence.
How do we do that on the product page? Social proof.
Social proof is key. Customer reviews are probably the most powerful form. Display them prominently. Include photos with reviews if you can add so much authenticity. Aim for a decent number of reviews per product if possible.
What else builds trust?
Trust badges, SSL certificates, payment logos, guarantees like money-back offers. Showing user-generated content, maybe recent sales notifications, someone just bought this. And make sure your shipping and return policies are super easy to find and understand. No surprises.
Getting those first reviews can be tough, though. Any tips?
Yeah, set up a post-purchase email flow. Ask for a review maybe 14 days after delivery, once they've had a chance to use the product. Make it easy, link directly, maybe offer a small discount on their next purchase for leaving one.
Smart. Okay, so they love the product, trust us, and they've added it to the cart. Almost there. But the checkout, That's another danger zone, isn't it?
The final hurdle. And yeah, cart abandonment rates are notoriously high, often around 70%, even higher on mobile sometimes. Every bit of friction here can cost you the sale.
So how do we analyze the checkout flow?
Use your analytics, Google Analytics or Shopify, to see the checkout funnel. Where are people dropping off? Is it the first step, entering shipping, payment? Pinpoint the weak link.
And then look closely at each step.
Exactly. Go through it page by page on desktop and mobile. Look for the common killers. Unexpected shipping costs popping up late, forms that are too long or ask for weird info, not enough payment options, slow loading between steps, anything looks sketchy or insecure, forcing account creation.
Oof, forced account creation is annoying.
It's a big conversion killer for your customers. Guest checkout is usually essential.
And mobile checkout needs extra care.
Absolutely. Tiny screens, fat fingers. Forms need to be super easy to fill. Buttons easy to tap. Keyboard shouldn't obscure fields. If you're on Shopify Plus, you have more customization options here.
What if you're on a standard Shopify plan? What can you optimize?
Still plenty. Enable express checkouts like Shop Pay, huge time saver, pre-fill info when possible, display those security badges clearly, make shipping info clear and upfront, reduce steps where you can.
We talked about micro-conversions earlier, like email signups. How do they fit in around the checkout?
They're crucial for catching people who aren't ready to buy right now. Offer email sign-up clearly, maybe an exit intent pop-up if they leave the cart, or an option in the footer or during checkout. Offer a real incentive like 10% off.
Keep the sign-up easy?
Super simple. Name, email, boom. Don't ask for their life story. And cart recovery emails. If someone bails on checkout, sending a reminder email with their cart contents can bring back 10-15% of them.
That's significant.
It really is. Optimize those emails, good subject line, clear product images, easy link back to their cart.
What about after the purchase? Any opportunities there?
Definitely. The order confirmation page and emails are prime real estate. Don't just say thanks. Suggest related products. Encourage social sharing. Give clear order tracking info. Invite them to a loyalty program. Build that relationship for the next sale.
Wow, okay. That's a lot to potentially look at and fix across the entire store experience. Technical, UX, product pages, checkout.
It can feel like a lot when you first audit, yeah. You might find dozens of things you want to improve.
So how do you avoid getting overwhelmed? How do you prioritize?
That's where you need a solid implementation plan. You can't fix everything at once. You need to figure out what matters most.
Is there a framework for that?
A really common and useful one is the impact versus effort matrix. Simple concept. You plot each potential fix on a grid.
Based on?
Based on two things. How much positive impact you think it will have on conversions, and how much effort, time, money, resources it will take to implement.
Okay, so you get 4 quadrants.
Exactly. You've got high impact, low effort, these are your quick wins, fix broken links, tweak button text, add trust badges. Do these first.
Makes sense. What's next?
High impact, high effort. These are bigger projects, like a checkout redesign, new search tool, maybe professional product photos. Important, but need planning and resources.
And then low impact, low effort.
Yeah. Minor tweaks, stuff you can do when you have time, but don't expect miracles. Maybe small copy changes or minor design polishes.
And the last one, low impact, high effort.
Avoid these, mostly, or at least seriously question them. Why spend a ton of effort on something unlikely to move the needle?
Okay, that matrix seems really helpful for prioritizing. Once we have our list, especially the high impact ones, do we just implement them?
Not necessarily the big ones. For anything significant, you really should A/B test it first.
Right, we talked about A/B testing tools.
Yeah. Test the change against the original. See if it actually performs better with real users before rolling it out to everyone. Data beats intuition. Shopify Plus has testing built in. Or use tools like Google Optimize.
And sequence the changes logically.
Good idea. Build a roadmap. Maybe fix technical stuff first, then work on product pages, then tackle checkout. Plug the biggest leaks before you try to optimize smaller things.
It sounds like this isn't really a one-and-done project.
Not at all. CRO is continuous. The market changes, customer expectations change, Shopify updates things. You need an ongoing process.
Like how ongoing?
Set a rhythm, maybe review key metrics weekly, analyze test results and implement winners monthly, do mini audits on specific areas quarterly, and a full deep dive audit maybe annually.
And keep track of everything.
Oh, absolutely. Document every significant change. What you did, why, when, the results before and after. What did you learn? This builds your internal knowledge base. And stay curious. Keep up with e-commerce trends, Shopify news, what competitors are doing.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Perfectly put, continuous improvement.
Now, we've talked a lot about identifying issues and the types of tools needed for analysis like analytics and session recorders. You also mentioned Growth Suite earlier based on the source material. How does that fit into this picture of optimizing conversions?
Right. Growth Suite is interesting because it seems designed specifically to help Shopify stores tackle some of these conversion challenges directly, particularly around engagement and promotions. It's positioned as an application for running effective on-site discount and email collection campaigns.
So less about finding the problems, more about implementing solutions.
It seems to bridge both, actually. The outline mentions a data analyze engine. It apparently tracks visitor sessions, device, source, pages visited, time spent, scroll depth, and analyzes product, customer, and order data.
What kind of analysis does it provide?
It generates specific reports. A funnel report showing the standard store funnel and a detailed checkout funnel highlighting drop-offs. A visitor-based detail report digging into individual sessions, product engagement, and even products ignored versus those shown interest in. Plus, product and purchase insight reports.
Okay, so it offers analytics tailored to conversion funnels and buying behavior. That sounds potentially useful alongside Google Analytics.
Yeah, potentially giving more focused insights like time to purchase, product views before buying, that sort of thing. Then there's the campaign engine.
This is for running the discounts and email pop-ups.
Exactly. It emphasizes native-looking campaigns, so they blend in better with your store's design, which is good for branding. It integrates directly with Shopify to generate unique, personal, time-limited discount codes that auto-apply.
That sounds better than generic codes everyone shares online. Unique and auto-apply.
Seems to be the idea. Less friction for the customer, more control for the store owner. The codes apparently get deleted after use or expiry, so no permanent discounts floating around.
What kinds of campaigns can you run with it?
The outline mentions several. An AI engine that analyzes buying intent in real time and offers personalized discounts, maybe 5–15% with a timer, say 15–45 minutes, to create urgency.
AI-driven personalized offers.
Yeah. Also, standard email collection pop-ups targeting new visitors with a discount for subscribing, campaigns for specific underperforming products or collections to clear stock, and themed campaigns for holidays or sales events.
How do these campaigns appear to the visitor?
Through pop-ups timed strategically or via a notification center icon. It also mentions adding elements to product and cart pages, showing the discounted price and the timer counting down.
So it's trying to create urgency and make the offer clear at key points.
Seems like it. And the focus is on these unique, limited-time, auto-applying codes. Plus, features like only showing email pop-ups to new visitors, suggesting email domains to reduce typos, focusing on quality execution.
What are the main benefits they highlight?
Protecting branding with native design, increasing sales through urgency and personalization, getting insights from their specific reports, ease of use, and even AI recommendations for which products or traffic sources to target with campaigns.
It sounds like a comprehensive tool for a specific part of CRO, the promotional and engagement side, backed by some tailored analytics.
Exactly. It seems to fit in as a potential solution once you've identified areas where targeted offers, better email capture, or creating urgency might help improve conversions based on your broader audit findings. The outline also mentions things like their ethical marketing stance, focus on user experience, and continuous improvement, which align well with a good CRO philosophy.
Good context. It's always useful to know what tools are out there specifically designed for these Shopify challenges.
Definitely. Having the right tools can make implementing these strategies much more manageable.
This has been an incredibly insightful deep dive. We've covered so much ground, from the nitty-gritty technical checks to the nuances of user experience, crafting compelling product pages, and smoothing out that crucial checkout process.
Absolutely. The main takeaway, I think, is that optimizing your Shopify store for conversions isn't about finding one magic bullet. It's a systematic process of identifying all those little points of friction, those roadblocks, and removing them one by one.
And the potential payoff is huge, boosting revenue significantly just by making the most of the visitors you already have. It's about maximizing value.
Exactly. Even small, focused improvements, when guided by data and testing, can lead to really substantial growth over time.
So a final thought for you, the learner listening in. Thinking back over everything we've discussed today, the tech side, the navigation, the product pages, the checkout, which single area of your Shopify store feels like it has the biggest, most immediate opportunity for improvement?
And following on from that, what's one small, specific, testable change you could make in that area, maybe even this week, to start learning and potentially see a positive impact on your conversion rate?
ready to implement some of these strategies and boost your Shopify store's sales. Growth Suite offers powerful tools like AI-driven discount campaigns and detailed analytics to help you understand your visitors and optimize your conversion rates.
Remember those unique features we discussed? Like personalized, limited-time discount codes that auto-apply at checkout, and comprehensive reports on visitor behavior and purchase patterns, giving you really granular insights.
Try Growth Suite for free today on your Shopify store and start turning more browsers into buyers. This has been Shop Strategy.